Right, this is our gardener Steve, and we are now starting the process of installing the steel rolled over edge edging from EverEdge, isn't it? Something like that. First thing is to straighten up the lawn with a plumb line. Well, don't know if you call it a... Do you call it a... What do you call the line? This is not a plumb line. Use that in...
It's a bricklayer's building line.
Bricklayer's building line, right. So we get a straight edge and a new... Well, because the lawn's been falling apart, that's why we're installing this edging. Using a paving stone as a square here, side path. So, I did water the grass last night, so hopefully that's made it a bit softer, hasn't it?
It certainly has.
Good.
It's not usually.
Well, it won't be so good when you sit on it, but there you go. The main bit is to be able to cut it nice and easily, isn't it? I think. Back off a bit. Right. Now removing the bits of unwanted turf. Might be a good idea to keep some of them for patching up the duff bits elsewhere, maybe. I've got a small lady's border shovel if you want to borrow that. She is old, I had it as a kid, so it's got to be probably 60, 70, 80 years old. It's quite a good one. Yeah, the soil's not bad there. I suppose grass, isn't it? Loam, proper loam under grass.
Sandy soil.
Well, that's probably because it's got all the sand top dressings I've added over the years.
Yeah.
It works its way down. Yeah, it certainly cuts all right. Now we're doing the main border edge that's always in shadow, hence the grass doesn't grow very well down here, and nor does anything else except leaves, like a jungle. That's one reason to put the straight edge in, protect the edge. As you can see down here, this never gets any sunshine in this corner. Because this daylily here overhangs it all the time most of the summer. You have to cut the leaves back, give what little light there is. Now my plan here is to one day extend that path to its 2 paving stones width, like it is down by the door of the shed where the bird bath is. So we're going to cut away this whole area of lawn, which make my lawn even more smaller, from a large postage stamp to a small one, and align it with that around the washing line, which never gets used, there, and for the time being make this into a flower bed, and then one day make it into a more of this. Very dirty at the minute, there's no point in cleaning it while we're doing this sort of thing with a sodium hypochlorite or whatever it is. So that's the plan, to remove that and make that into a little flower bed for the time being. Now we're removing the turfs. Might keep some of these, might be useful for rather than waiting for seed to germinate, maybe we'll see, replace some of this area with it, speed the process up, maybe. It's down to Steve, I think, more than me. So that's going to be a new flower bed for the interim period until one day I might get the path done, and had an idea of putting the steel straight, not kinked around that bit, just so you can roll the lawnmower onto it and off without jumping over a flower bed. So hopefully that'll be a good idea.
Yeah.
Right now, it's important to lay the edges out length for length, because you do not want a corner to be the stopping point. You want to bend it round the corner, so you join them together as a typical joint with the rolled edge, as you can see, and there's a joining piece held together with M6 mini coach bolts, basically, colour ended. So the same with that end, you see. You don't want that end, you want a half length if possible, of course, and you adjust where you place these things until you get a corner that is, well, as Steve is doing right now. You cut through the roll top, and that allows it to bend, because unlike the non-roll top, you can't bend this stuff, it's too rigid. So you cut through the rolled over edge. That allows it to bend at that point after marking it out. Another case of measure twice, cut once, with metal hacksaws or an angle grinder, if you're so brave. Well, they recommend an angle grinder in their instructions, but
Do they?
yeah, well, I suppose if you're doing it professionally, that'd be the quick way of doing it. There'll be sparks and things all over the place, won't there? And it might go in your cup of tea there.
And if you was on site, you'd have to have a bloke with a fire extinguisher by the side of you.
Oh yeah, especially as there's a wooden shed right there. But also, I bought a pack of these. This is their rebar lengths and sleeve things that go on the end of the spikes. If you've got an edge that's not supported both sides, ground anchors basically, like 2 per length. I've got enough for my 6 packs of these things, 5 in a pack I think, of these lengths. So we'll see how it goes. So I suppose you're going to start up by the bird bath, are you, Steve?
Yeah.
Right. I'm bringing out the bigger guns here. A very unusual Eclipse number 55 hacksaw, metal hacksaw. I suppose you see many of those available. It allows you to cut right down flush to a surface, unlike normal hacksaws that have the framework round the ends and sticks out. Only any use in a vise. That's older than me, so I don't know where my dad got it from. It's a useful tool. Very rarely used, but when you do need a special tool, it's one of those types of tools. Right, I'm going to attempt the first bend. Oh yeah, it's a good idea to have a square for this. Make sure it's right, perfect right angle, as if you're going up in the air at a cockeyed angle on the grass. Probably where a workmate would be better. I've got a rubber mallet if you need a rubber mallet.
Yes, that probably would be better than a hammer.
Yeah. Well, I've got a dead blow hammer. That's like a rubber mallet with more power. Shall I go and get that?
Yes.
Hang on then. Let's pin it down with some handy clamps. And a dead blow hammer, which many people won't have a clue what a dead blow hammer is. Right. This is a rubber mallet. Right. Used for camping and bunging in tent pegs. They tend to bounce because they're rubber. This, which looks like a Mickey Mouse plastic toy, costs a fortune, but it's full of lead shot and it's very controlled. how you use it, how it hits. You reckon that's going to work? Or not? Maybe not. Let's see. Oh well. Maybe you don't need. Oh, no. This is where you need a much stronger clamp, isn't it? Anyway, this is a first for all of us, I suppose. Isn't it? Don't often do this sort of thing. Certainly not on a little postage stamp garden. I think they said just bend it by hand, but you don't actually have to have a dead sharp corner. It's probably not desirable anyway. This is a learning curve, isn't it? So don't worry about it if it's not perfect. Have you done this before?
Bending steel, yeah.
Bending steel, yeah. But not necessarily on a plastic table out in the back garden. Yeah, probably on a proper workbench. Yeah. I suppose a workmate might be better for this. Where you've got a kind of a clamp. Yeah, you want a slight radius there. Is that alright? Is it bent alright? Because this is the more professional edging, this is, with that roll top. It's stronger. But by its very nature of being stronger and thicker steel, it doesn't bend so easily. So it's at the amateur end of the professional range, if you like. They do much thicker stuff, which would need something a bit better for like 3mm thick, or about 2mm thick steel, which would be very hard to bend. Anyway, sort of done that. I think the hammer's stronger than the clamps. That'd be all right. Yeah, you want the cut edge there on the outside. That's probably not focused at that range. There you go. Yeah. Let's have a look then.
190 degrees.
That looks, yeah, that looks 90-ish, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Anyway, it can easily be tweaked. You know, it's quite boingy now. Yeah. Yeah, sort of start on that corner. Easy one to get at. I suppose you then have to put the next one on it, don't you?
No, I'm going to knock it down first. A bit further down.
Remember, you got to get that nut and bolt in there.
Yeah.
Bit tricky underground. Ooh, there's a blooming slug on the tub there. Ah yes, the old dead blow being made of plastic is perfect for this. Worth purchasing one of those just for doing this. It doesn't go boing, the lead shot. There's no rebound. There's so many uses for a dead blow hammer. This could be the most difficult bit, bashing it in, wouldn't it? It won't damage the paint. If you use a metal hammer, it's going to muller the paint finish. We've got the roll top on the outside.
Yeah.
Whether that's what you're supposed to do or not, it's just more practical.
Well, if you're going to fold it on the inside, you've got to cut a V.
Yeah, cutting a V to fold it would be a lot harder. and plus you can always touch it up with a bit of paint if you wanted to. Yeah, before it goes rusty. And having the roll top outside means the air can get at it and the water won't get trapped so much underneath the roll. Hopefully it'll last longer. Well, that's a theory. It's the only practical way, Steve. How else are you going to get a spanner on it? Well, I think so. It'll be slightly underground anyway, won't it?
Yeah.
So even though they've designed it to let me show you what the screws are like you get with this thing. You get these mini coach bolts, or whatever you call these things. Where's my hand? Here. Already brown painted, so they obviously designed them to go on the outside, visible. One of those squares there, and just a zinc plated nut. Now I don't like zinc plated nuts and zinc plated screws underground. They're going to rust together if you get apart. So I bought from Screwfix some stainless steel M6 nuts, don't cost a few quid, and some washers as well, stainless. So even if the screw goes rusty, you can still undo them if you have to. As a top tip. Right, and a small ratchet spanner or nut driver. Well, both I've supplied here. Now have you put the washer on? I can't get there very well. Walk around here and see what we're doing. Mind you, putting a nut on a thread isn't difficult, is it? No. Hang on, you haven't got the... oh yeah, there you go. Yeah, that's it. There's a bloody spider going towards your knee.
As long as it's the one that don't bite, it's alright.
Well, yeah, there it is, see it? Right, underneath your wrist.
Oh, big black one.
Yeah, I'm not a spider fan, I'm afraid. I'm sorry, just... It's coming towards your hand now.
Ah, it's on the other side.
Right.
He's on the other side.
Let's show you doing one of the nuts up with the ratchet. Easiest way of doing this, I think. Yeah. There we go. Doesn't have to be super tight because there's nothing going to rattle it loose, is there? No, right. Some people might say you want it the other way, but getting a spanner down there is going to be tricky. This is faster. And you can always paint it brown if you have to. Now, I need to get up because I'll start wobbling. Now you've got to slide the new one. Oh, we're in our own shadow here, aren't we? Yes, the lawn has got smaller.
You've got an extra garden now.
Yeah, you've got an extra flower bed now, Mum. Temporarily, anyway. It's just easier that way. So you can buy some more flowers now, but not shrubs. Nothing that attacks you as you walk past with a lawnmower or any other type. Has that got... Well, the end's got paint in it that stops it sliding on. Oh, my nose is dripping there. That's not nice, is it?
You've got a smaller lawn, but you've got... What are you up there now?
Are you still there? Oh yeah, he'll end up getting killed in a minute, won't he? No. Yeah, this is not going to be the easiest thing to do. If you use that lever thing that I got, yeah, that might pull them, give a bit more clearance on the ends for the joining plate to slide in. Yeah, that thing.
Pry bar.
Pry bar, yeah. Another useful tool. There we go, a pry bar. Just lift that up at the gnats. Yeah. I'll do the other end while you're about it, because once it's in you won't be able to do it. Give it a check. That's it. See if it fits both ends. Well, that end's alright. It's quite variable on the ends.
I think it's the way they hang them to powder coat them.
Ah, the paint might go down one end to the other. Yeah, you might. Yeah, that's it. That's it. Yeah.
It's the powder coating process.
Yeah, well these are zinc plated and powder coated apparently, so.
Oh, are they?
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
Not bad.
Right,
Oh, washer.
washer.
Don't forget the washer, that stops the paint being scratched when you do it up. Avoid any dirt underneath it. Ah.
Get that down.
Yeah, so good idea to check the ends before you bash it in, that the adjoining plate will actually go in there, like that. Yeah. So even with gardening, you still need some proper engineering type tools. A burr there, probably where the shears came down on the. Yeah, that should.
Right. More nuts and bolts.
Where's that corner? There it is. Just spotted it underneath me. There it is. With the dead blow hammer, which I think is perfect for banging this in. Yeah. Lucky got a nice day for it.
Yeah.
Not too hot.
And also make sure you get it the right way round.
Oh, what have you done? Oh,
Put the joint plate
you
on.
put it behind it instead of in the slot. The slot being the rollover. Yeah, easily done, easily done. Do you think this side will need those reinforcing bars? Because you need to put the brackets on before you hammer them in the ground.
Yeah,
If you do,
I'm just thinking.
before you bang it in too far, it's got to be.
You might,
You know, if it's only supported on one side, i.e. by the grass side, then you really need them, as it could fall over towards the.
in the soil.
Yeah, but then again, it's going to might have paving stones in the future. I don't know. One or two wouldn't do any harm. These are paid for them anyway.
Yeah. Oh no, we'll put something.
Yeah. I hope there's no water pipes underneath.
Yeah,
Smash through that.
Just wondering where that bloody cable went.
Well, it's going to go in the shed, so it's not going to go down here. If it is a cable.
If it is a cable.
Yeah, because the fuse box is right on the corner of the shed, behind that Hebe in the pot. Literally, the fuse box put there. Got these special sleeves that go on the spikes. Brown plastic mouldings with a hole in the middle. And then you whack in these cut short 1 foot length about 1 foot length rebar. Yeah, make sure it's below any level where lawnmowers or anything else might go, or paving stones in the future. And we have allowed like a 2-inch gap between the edge of the paving. If you look from above there, you'll see, come can't see what I'm doing very well, but there's the edge of existing paving that will be extended one day probably, and the edge of the well, the EverEdge metal. So the spikes are within that boundary gap. So you've got to plan these things, think about these things in advance. Well, can get it squared up again for bending. Yeah, handy having clamps that are one-handed, isn't it?
Yeah.
You really need to be born with 3 arms, really.
Saw cut.
I've no idea how strong those tables are. Anyway, that's the basics idea of doing this. I've never seen the special clamps that they sell for these for sale. I'm sure I can get them on the internet if you type it in, search for them.
I don't expect so.
Yeah, using those holes as location points. Right, now just brute force. Yeah, no, you don't need a mallet. That worked better than didn't it, that one?
Yeah, that one.
Get your whole elbow on it, or forearm. Not elbow.
Forearm.
Forearm. Yes, that worked better. There's this cut there, down there. Whoa, yeah, that looked pretty good. Yeah. How are we doing? How's that look? Yeah, I'm comparing it with the planking behind it on the door, shed door. That's dead in line. Perfect. Great. Lovely job. So that's the first edge and 2 corners created, not hammered in yet, but measured in. Just flap that bit back a bit so we can get at it, or see if we get at it. You know, the nuts and bolts and stuff. That corner, and working it out up to that corner. Going in all right?
Seems to be.
Oh, yeah. Well, the tricky bit will be when the whole bit got to go in there. Oh yeah, now we got to do that back again.
Yeah. That's alright. Just cut that bit off.
To cut a bit off of that. Backfill it.
Right.
Oh, this could be tricky. We don't know if there's any cement from the edge of those paving stones going down there.
We'll find out in a bit.
Does a dead blow do a good job?
Yeah.
Good.
Trouble is putting those brackets on. Can't knock them down any lower.
Not yet. No.
No,
Well, you need
you
to
put
dig
the-
it out. Yeah.
When you did the spiky ones. These ones.
Yeah, and it goes up as far as there. And
Well, so you've got to get the trail underneath it and dig a kind of recess.
channel.
Yeah, another bit of. These things are all very well, but they all make for more hard work, don't they? Yeah, that a roll top does give it a lot more strength. It's not distorting being hit by that quite powerful hammer, is it?
No.
I'm sure if it was a plain edge, it would be causing all sorts of trouble. You can always put a hose on it and soften the soil up. That's a good idea. Certainly before installing it, you should well water the soil, grass, edging, whatever. Alright, come back to that in a minute. One of the staking pins. We're checking the position of the edge to the soil level by putting a bit of the, where is it? There it is, the rebar as a guide, like that, and then hammering it down until the rebar slides over the top of it without catching. A little bit more. Some areas of the lawn might need a bit of building up with a bit of soil. That's it. You know we're going to cut the lawnmower right down to that edge, so make sure it's not wibbly wobbly. Yeah, watch it, Steve. That's maybe is it a divot in the grass there. It's very hard to pull back up again if you go too low. Now you can see the slope of it down here that needs banging in. The little bit for access for the lawnmower and just walking on the lawn without walking over a flower bed has just been cut back and pushed in. So we got that. So the steel's still there without having to go around very awkward bends around this washing line thing. Yeah, just use some of those offcuts to infill back again. Like that. There you go. So there's still a little bit of edging to do there, but never mind. Not too worried about that. Yeah. That's a good way. Just push some of these bits of turf back in the gaps. I'm sure the grass will grow up there quick and you won't even know it's there. Yeah, that's not a bad idea, is it? Yeah. Steve's doing actually using the edge for the cropping right now. Infill, backfill. I suppose a big sharp old knife would do the same job, like an old bread knife or something, which would be ideal with a slightly serrated edge if you cutting turf. Look at that. Yay. These are all good little tips, aren't they? Thinking on the go sort of thing, because we've never done it before. I'm going to use a knife. Swiss job. Oh, an old putty knife is also a good thick tool for this sort of thing, I would have thought.
Yeah.
Wide blade, not sharp, but sharp enough to cut through turf. Nice tight fit, and it will knit together very quickly. There's one of those rebar things sticking up. You can see in the next one over there. Yeah, get the penknife the right way up. Useful things, penknives. People think you can't carry a knife on you. Yes, you can.
As long as it's under a certain
Yeah, it's about 3 inches, I think, the blade. Which
Yeah.
I'll carry a penknife on my pocket since about the age of 8. The only thing I don't wear it is going in the bath or in the bed. Oh, there's a bit of a reinforcement, the old reinforcement for the turf there, Steve, see it?
Yeah.
A bit of mesh there. Plastics, they don't die, do they? Look at that. Yeah, use your penknife to cut that off. Yeah, put it, don't get tangled up in the lawnmower otherwise. Anyway, that's the idea for that. That works very well, doesn't it? Very well indeed. Now the tricky bit, getting the two ends to match up, which they won't. Steve's worked it out that we end up with like a gap of 1 inch. We can't put 1 inch in, so the idea is probably to cut one in half, or less than a half, and then deliberately ordered an extra pack for this sort of reason, and make up a half length ourselves, because you can't have a bit that's 1 inch long. You just can't join them together. You've got to start drilling holes and putting a plate in, and the plates are about 3 inches long, so put in a bend and then cut a chunk out, and then drill some holes for a plate to go in. I'll bung the bend in it anyway, Steve, and that one next to the bird feeder can be undone and cut up, because you won't see that one from the patio. Right, so that's the sort of gap we're dealing with. Alright, it's 3 or 4 inches. So we're going to have to take this one off, that one,
Yeah.
cut it in half-ish, and then substitute a bit longer than half-ish from another one. One of the spare pack that I ordered. Like a 6-inch bit we made, and yes, I did do a little bit myself, drilling the hole and following it square. There it is. Oh, and cutting it off the length. There we go. Yeah, bung those flowers the other side of the thing so we can see it properly. Can you, Steve? That's it. Get him over there. There you go. It's there you go. A bit wobbly because I'm one-handed. That's all right, isn't it?
Yeah. Lovely.
It's in the corner of the garden that won't get shown very well, so see it very well, so won't notice. Great. So we've now completed a circuit, and we're just knocking it into the height it needs to be knocked down into. It's a bird bath. There's the corner we've just done. You can see the iron things poking up there, the rebar. That's the bit that's just been added. Yeah. Oh, a plastic bag. So this end's got to be slightly proud of the surface because it's too low to start with. Probably the main reason I wanted the stuff in the first place is this particular border edge, because it's bigger than all the others. People stand right on the edge, leaning over, and their feet round it right down to soil level. You don't want that. So this end's got to be a little bit higher, so it's parallel along this, or horizontal, shall I say, along here. Alright, Steve's showing with his big bit of aluminium straight edge thingy that how the edge of the lawn has bowed over, dipped down. You see that sort of shadow at the right hand end. So I have to add some soil probably to get that back up to height. Not a good way of doing this, that is. Need someone else with another pair of eyes though to look at it at the angle. You can't see it when you're on top of it. Oh, that one's definitely uphill. That's got to go down, yeah. Definitely. Yeah, that's still got to go down there, Steve. It's still, yeah. Bang, bang, bang. Keep going, keep going, keep going. Yeah, alright. Probably okay. By eye. And you probably need to stand back and look the other way to see if it's going up and down. But yeah, that's a good idea, that. Yeah. You can put a spirit level on it if you wanted to, but I'm not that fussed. But it's that corner he's at now that is the main problem with this lawn. You can see it dipping down quite a lot. And that's what prompted me to want to do this in the first place. There's not a lot you can do about it. That's in the shade all the time. It's a damp corner. You just tread on it and it gets compressed. Yeah. In mind, use a spirit level. The end's disappeared out of that one somewhere. I don't know. Could be getting myself a bigger spirit level. That's the biggest one I got. Yeah, there's a high point just over there by that bit of rebar. Just there, I think. Yeah, it needs to go down the end, doesn't it? Is that right? Yeah. Well, the initial installation of the basic outline is complete. And from the gardener Steve arriving to him finishing was almost exactly 6 hours, but that included thinking time. So an actual installation time was more like 5 hours, I suppose. And I will need to go around in my own time and fill in the edges, especially down that far end. That bit worked for where the lawnmower to go over. Make that into a flower bed, and well, you can see down here it's quite a bit of earth putting in to level those corner areas up and packing out there using this what's left of the turf here, and use the soil for filling, and some of the grass can probably be used maybe over there, but not today. That's enough for one day. concrete and hardcore issues with the edge of the original council stroke MOD pavement, which I've got to make it. What are we doing, Steve? Drilling holes to suit the spikes, aren't we?
Yeah, breaking up the hardcore underneath to get the spikes down as far as we can.
Using like what looks like a small pickaxe called a mini maul, apparently. Dig out the rough stuff. This gets a bit hard work, this bit. Oh well. I can see a great big flint down there. Yeah, there you got it. There's this pavement edging reinforcement stuff in it. It's not concrete though, is it? It just seems to be a lot of rubble.
It's what they call hogging.
Hogging, yeah. Backfill stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, there's something big there. The whole lawn's lifting up there. See it? Yeah. It's a steady but sure work, I'm sure. So I go and get a truck bucket.
Yeah, I've got a bag.
No, I got a rubble sack that's not used. I got a load of model railway stuff given to me the other day in a pub. You can use that. It's not much use to me. So we've actually found the what is it? Internet cable.
Yeah.
The one that's full of ants in that plastic thing. And we've had to put cut with an angle grinder a bridge or a gap, cut it out there. You can see Steve's hand behind it shows up. Yeah, there you go. To make sure we don't guillotine it as we push it in. Yeah. Hard work this. Hopefully it'll all come together at the end though. We have to cut the bridge over the Cat V wire. There's a bit higher, another inch to be on the safe side. That seems to be all right now. It's going in. Nearly. Yeah. So. Yeah, going on the corner. That bit's nearly done. I'll backfill that at a later date.